Is going on YouTube. Welcome back to A Therapeutic Edge. Today on the table in front of us are a couple of my traditional slip joints. Now, this is not a big part of my collection, and in fact, until very recently, I had no interest in these at all. You'll notice a couple of extra stickers on the table. One of them belongs to Jimmy Slash, which is a fantastic knife review channel. He does what I do, only much better, and he's been doing it a while, and he's got a great collection and selection of knives. And a big part of that recently has been these sort of traditional slip joints. And part of that is because he's knows the folks over at Smoky Mountain Knife Works who have a spectacular selection of these Rough Rider slip joints, these traditionals. And the funny thing is, when I was a kid, I had one like this, smaller, but it was a gift from my dad. I think most of us in knives had something like this in the past, and we tend to move into new areas and do different things, and stuff like this can be left behind. But I'll tell you, these are great. They just are. And let's talk about why. Well, you get interesting and beautiful designs. There are some people who don't enjoy, this is called the shotgun pattern. There's some people who don't enjoy this. This, by the way, is the Rough Rider cotton sampler, and I just love that blade shape. All that belly. This thing is great for everyday use. It is great in the kitchen. It is just a fantastic knife to have around. These are handmade here in the States. Some of the parts are made in China, but the knives themselves are put together right here. These come, as I said, over from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. You can get them other places too, but I recommend them. I just think they're beautiful. And they've really refired my interest in this kind of knife. Now, they don't have a locking mechanism except for this bar in the back, which puts pressure on the blade when it's open. So they have what's called a half stop, right? And then full close. Now, these do have a nail nick that requires you to just pull them open. You can't flick these open. You can't flip them open. They are not fidget toys. They are working knives. This one in particular is 440. It is exceptionally sharp. Now, look, 440 stainless gets a really bad rap as far as I'm concerned. For years, it was the most common and most used blade steel. There's a reason for that. It is absolutely, well, very, very, very rust resistant. It holds an edge very well if it's heat treated correctly, and these seem to be. It's just a good steel for something like this. This is not a hard use beater knife. This is a drop it in your pocket and take it with you when you don't want somebody to really know you have a knife kind of knife. They just sort of disappear into the pocket, into your gear. And for that, I love them. My other one is the Rough Rider Tobacco Road Bow Trapper design. And this is copper inlaid into the handle. It has two blades. It has this sort of traditional drop point with this nice swedge across the top, right? Almost a Bowie looking blade. And then next to it is a blade that I use when I'm cutting up, well, almost anything, but it's really good for, I've used it on steak. I've used it on food when I'm camping. It's got this nice belly up here. It is also very sharp. These are just beautiful knives, and they're inexpensive. And in a world of $300, $400, and $500 folding knives, being able to get a hold of this kind of quality for, I think these were about $13 over at Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I mean, come on. If you're looking for a way to expand your collection with interesting and unique designs, then traditionals, particularly slip joint traditionals, are a really good way to go. There are as many styles of these knives as you can possibly imagine. There are 1 blades, 2 blades, 3 blades, possibly more. There are every type of handle material. I just love them. And, I wouldn't have if it hadn't been for the effort put in over on the Jimmy Slash channel and the nice folks over at Smoky Mountain Knife Works making them so available. And that's a big part of this. I love them because I can add bits and pieces to my collection that hold my attention without breaking the bank. And they're not just showpieces, they're exceptionally useful. Backpacking, hiking, or camping, sometimes you're not in a place or position where having a big honking knife laid onto your side or in your bag is going to work out. These traditionals offer all the blade edge you're going to need in a variety of styles and many, many, many types of grinds, and they're fantastic. I just love these things. I never think I would. I never thought I'd get back into them, and I never thought that I would be this into them again, but I'm going to add a bunch of these to my collection as we go because they are a ton of fun. Now, there are high-end versions of this. For instance, Tucson, which is a Chinese knife company that makes a lot of really, really excellent knives, has a couple of slip joints of their own. Now, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this next one because it's going to get its own review, but this is the TS90. This is titanium and M390. This is a super steel and well-designed knife that holds the same space, basically. It's a little smaller, as these Rough Riders. But if you want to invest and spend money on one of these, it has the same walk and talk, right? The same half stop and then close. You can, but we'll spend more time on that later. For now, let's focus on the Rough Riders. These are made, as I said, right here in the United States. The parts do come from other places, but they are hand-built right here, and it shows. There is a love and an energy and effort put into these at the shop that they're just well done. Everything from the small, like the liners that are brass or copper, to the copper inlay, to the way that the bolsters come together with the bone. They're essentially flawless. They really are. And for $12 or $13, $14, $15, look, this is just a great way to go to expand one's collection and have a ton of fun. I love this one. Jimmy Slash did a review on a slightly different version of this thing. I thought, well, that looks interesting. I ordered it, it showed up, and it has been in my pocket as a backup knife pretty much ever since, because I just think it's cool looking and I love using it. So real quick before we go, let's throw out a size comparison so we know what we're looking at, at size-wise. Oh, excuse me. We will do our favorite and traditional size comparison. If I can find it, there we go. This, of course, is the Rat Model 1, and as you can see, these traditionals take up a lot less pocket real estate. They are much more in line with the Rat Model 2. So why would you get one of these over the Rat 2? Interest and design is really what it comes down to. This is a completely functional and useful small knife, but that's all it is, right? Useful and functional. And look, a lot of people love it for that, and I don't blame them. This is a great knife. For less than half the price, you get artistry and interest and style in a way that you're not going to get in other folding knives. You get a knife that when you break it out, people that have been around knives a long time are going to go, oh, let me see that. And that sort of matters. To me, it does at least. I love sharing my knives, and having knives around that appeal to, sort of everybody is fun this way. These are non-threatening for the office. They're non-threatening for work. They're non-threatening for school. These are just a great option for someone who's looking to expand their knife collection. I've said that a few times, but it really is true. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. These have both been Rough Rider knives. Again, this is the Rough Rider Cotton something or other. Sampler. That's the word I was looking for. My goodness. This is the Rough Rider Cotton Sampler. This is the Tobacco Road. These are great knives. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this review, or at least overview. Please check out both Jimmy Slash. It is a great YouTube channel. And if you're looking for knives, head over to Smoky Mountain Knife Works. You cannot go wrong over there. If you have any questions, feel free to ask down in the comments. Like and subscribe to the video, and I'll see you next time.